I just wanted to say that for the record. So this right here, because you fuckers drink on every single one of these episodes.
What?
Yes, I know. And I feel that I should not. It's irresponsible. Plus, I went through dry January. I wish I'd known about this. A shout out to my friend Keith, who made this for me. This is a banana pudding pie full of booze.
Oh,
So this is your workaround for dry January. You just eat the booze instead of drink it. It's like, I didn't drink. Not in January. So anyway.
What's in it?
Fucking booze. Banana pudding. And something called a Slamsies, banana flavored. 2 of them.
Slamsies.
Apparently you make like pudding, like a pudding pie pudding, like the Jell-O pudding on the recipe. Add milk, add the booze, whisk, put in store-bought pie crust, and let set. And the rest is drunken history.
I've never heard of a Slamsies. But I'm
Me
looking
neither,
at
but
their
I'll tell you right
website.
now, they're strong as shit.
Oh my god, I'm looking at their website and I want this.
And this is-
15% alcohol per volume. It's only tiny.
Oh, really? It doesn't taste
Yeah.
any. I'd like to point out also that this comes in other flavors, not just banana.
Yes.
I guess there's a cookies and cream option. So
Cookies and cream, fruity cereal, sour strawberry, watermelon kiwi, cherry limeade. I mean, they might as well pay us now because we've just
right?
I would be more than happy to have us sponsored by Slamsies. This is
Send
fucking
us
great.
your products, please.
Product placement at its
Yumsies.
finest.
I think I'd rather drink that than this very bland thing of red wine.
What are you drinking your alcohol? That is so 20th century.
It's like in what's that the show Parks and Rec where they have that episode where they they go out and it's Tom's doing
It's
his
Snake Pit.
yeah, and Tom's doing his bachelor party, and it's like alternative ways to get drunk. And one of them is like it comes out with this whiskey, and it's like, it's like a dry ice, and you have to just
Yes.
like,
You don't actually
waft
get
it
drunk.
through
Ron Swanson is pissed. It comes out as like cotton candy, and just wisps of air. And I don't even know if there's alcohol in it, but that's what they do instead.
Have you ever put booze through your butthole and gotten drunk that way?
Butt chugging? Why do you
butt
ask?
chugging.
Eh?
I've never done it, and I'm wondering.
I have a personal
Doing
policy:
research.
exit only.
Even when it comes to alcohol, Todd, I figure like for that is a universal
Exit.
entrance.
Hey, there are certain orifices that are exit only.
Fair enough. I remember this was a couple of years ago where there was the fraternity guys who got in trouble because some people died because they were butt chugging. And I remember thinking to myself, A, how have I never heard of this? And B, they were pussies. Like, they probably weren't really good drinkers, so I could probably do this no problem. So, brandy enema, here we come. I'll tell you what, get drunk fast, real fast. If you would like a similar experience, might I suggest taking, I know Todd likes the chaw. He's a man of the lip tobacco.
Yeah.
Smoke your lip tobacco in some, I'd say, vodka or whiskey, and then stick that right in your lip.
It works.
Yeah, it bypasses,
It works.
your kidneys, everything hits your bloodstream immediately. And if you want to go next level, take a razor blade, just cut a little cut in your lip, and then put your dip in. I watched a kid do that in high school. He was a wrestler, so he was crazy. And I still remember he cut his lip in the chaw and just immediately face planted, passed out, blacked out. He didn't die. So then we stuck a bottle of bourbon in his ass and made him butt chug it. He still lived.
What a badass.
I might have made up the part about butt chugging at the end.
Is the gymnasium named after him now? Memorial Gymnasium.
Yeah. The thing is that the wrestling coach had no problem with him. After that, he could do whatever he wanted. It was
There's a street in your hometown named after him as well.
yes.
That's where all the parties are.
Butt Chug Avenue is the name of this episode.
Butt chug.
So early.
Butt chug Avenue. I'm writing that down.
So far, yes, that is.
Oh man.
Oh,
I
my
would
goodness.
insert. I wonder if I put this in my ass, if this would get me drunk.
If you put your banana pudding pie in your ass, if you would get drunk.
Only one way to find out.
Let's do it. Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K and Todd, where no sport is off limits and neither is putting things in your butthole. Let's find out.
We need to put that in the description of this podcast. Wherever you get these, that's changing.
Today's topic, of course, because we have the Super Bowl coming up on the
Can we say that?
9th. Yeah, on Sunday.
Can we say that?
Until we start making money, then
shit,
we
we'll
can
be
say
fine.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Super Bowl it is.
Oh, can I not say
No, you can.
superb owl?
Superb Owl. That's your workaround.
That's right. That's right.
So we're talking about a Superb Owl and halftime shows, best halftime shows for the Superb Owl. I used to go to like Superb Owl watch parties, and but it was with my youth group. I'm really making myself
group?
With my youth group. We used to go to our youth leader's house and have our Subway sandwiches that we would make at the church, and then how cool am I?
I love it.
vaguely
Wait a minute. Did you have to pray before you even ate your Super Bowl spread?
I feel like we probably did.
Of course. Grew up Lutheran, Justin, for crying out loud.
Indeed, I did, but we didn't have Super Bowl parties at the church basement.
Oh no, it wasn't the church basement. It was at our church, our youth leader's house.
Right. But
Yeah,
I think
it was a
before we
good time.
get into our Super Bowl festivities, we have some breaking news.
Oh, do
Is
we
this
have
the
breaking
news that
news?
we're
See,
getting?
when he brought the pie, I thought it was a prop for what.
Oh, yeah. Typically, you had asked about American pie and the apple pie, and did that actually happen?
Yeah.
And I said no, because apple pie is gross. I also would not actually. I'll tell you what. If I eat half this pie, I'm going to be so drunk and so randy that I probably would hump the other half.
I'm gonna have to sprint out of here, man.
It's okay. We'll pixelate it, Todd, for the video on the YouTube.
You're gonna start looking at me like Bugs Bunny when he wore women's clothes, man.
No, Kay, as you recall, a bet is a bet, and we had talked about the loser of our bullshit dark web C League fantasy, whatever league you sign us up for, the one who scored the least points or would finish least in the standings was going to have to recreate a memorable moment from the movie Varsity Blues.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whipped cream scene.
Whipped cream scene. And you have proof that I did follow through on the bet. I don't need you to put that up just yet. I would like to say that there's a couple of things, shame on me for not realizing this. Sometimes things in Hollywood don't transcend into real life. Sometimes things you see in the movies aren't real or attainable. Like, for example, I don't think that the whipped cream that she put on her private swimsuit area was actually whipped cream. Because I can tell you, as a person who tried to apply whipped cream to both of his moobs and genital area, that whipped cream does not stay in place. As a matter of fact, it just flops right off. And you can put more on it, it just flops again. And then you're like, well, I guess I can just get my cash and prizes. And no matter how much you put on, and no matter how many times you try to pat it and get it just right, flop, 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 until you're standing fucking past ankle high in a giant pile of whipped cream, which is no longer edible, by the way, because it's touched your nipples and or genitals. Actually, I shouldn't say it's not completely edible, but I wouldn't serve it to
I'm
the
sorry.
pie. Right? So anyway, I'm even picking up handfuls and trying to reapply it, and now it's just getting warm and flopping everywhere. So now I've got a destroyed bathroom, thank you, Kay, and no way to cover up all my privates for something that you're going to put on the fucking internet. It's going to be there forever.
Did you watch the video, Kay? I still haven't had the balls to do it. I'm like, hey, I'm not the fucking loser. This is like punishment, man. I'm not watching.
So that video is just a precursor to the final product, where I'm not kidding. In the very end, I'm out of whipped cream. I'm out of Ready Whip. I've got a little bit hanging on my nips, and I just basically take the whipped cream can and just place it in front of my cash and prizes and take the picture. Say, screw it. That's technically whipped cream on my dick, so there. That counts. So I sent it to Kay, and I'm sure you've been finger blasting yourself ever since you got it. I'm happy for you.
I suggested to Justin that when he sent it, everything past the whipped cream can that he's holding in front of his jumblies, I said you should pixelate it down to about your knees. Pixelate the rest out. I learned that from a Simpsons episode.
That's right. Ned Flanders is hung.
Ned Flanders.
So, long story short, you have the photo, and you can keep that for now. But Todd had a good idea about an alternative topping that looks a lot like whipped cream, and I think would count. And I was at the store yesterday, and I did acquire some. I just haven't gotten to applying it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I think I would allow shaving cream because that would definitely stick. Right?
That's what we're gonna try. The problem is I don't know. I bought 2 cans just in case. You know what I'm saying? So yes, let me resend the photo. But Kay, you enjoy that one I sent you because that one is pretty revealing.
The best part of our WhatsApp thread was oh shit. Make sure you cut out anything with my work logo on my clothes.
Oh yes. Before I disrobed, I realized as I was taking social media, worthy photos and videos that, oh shit, I'm still wearing my work outfit. It identifies where I work when I'm not here.
Lost the fantasy league, lost my job.
I'm already going to lose the respect and possibly of my friends and peers and possibly kill my grandparents should they ever find out I'm on this fucking podcast. Oh, God.
I'm really hot.
Yeah. Again, you're just thinking about that picture. Not even looking at it right now.
Have you been working out, Justin?
Yes. You can
You're
tell,
looking
can't you?
good.
Thank you.
You're looking very
You're
good,
saying,
darling.
when I'm out there on the dating scene and they ask for like the nude, you're okay. You think I could send them? That'd be okay?
Especially that one.
This is delightful, Todd. I say, I don't know if you worry about germs. I'd certainly give you a bite of mine if you want to get your own fork, or I'll save you some.
I'll be all right. I'm just worried now that Centricity Credit Union now might be getting hate mail.
Oh my God.
It was. Oh yeah, go Bulldogs!
Okay.
There you go.
Go
University of Minnesota Duluth, proud sponsor of sweat socks and all that sauce. Not really.
Should we just leave the podcast at that? Who needs to talk about the Super Bowl?
I agree.
None of us
It's
do.
this was good stuff.
Oh my goodness! Right, Todd, do you have any actual news for us today?
Sure. 2, of course. First one, during an interview, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver floated the idea of shortening NBA games to 10-minute quarters, pointing out the NBA is the only league in the world that plays 48-minute games. Olympic basketball games, college basketball games, all 40 minutes. Commissioner explained that he is also a fan of shorter games because fitting entire games with stops and commercials into a 2-hour format is, quote, more consistent with modern television habits. I hearken back to my late grandfather who said, just make the score 100-100 and put 2 fucking minutes on the clock. And it'll still take a half an hour to finish.
It will.
I just can't believe it. People still watch basketball. That's shocking to me.
It's
I guess something to gamble on, right?
It's getting tougher and tougher to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, NBA basketball, there it is. We don't have a team in Seattle, in Washington State, so we don't give a fuck. If we got the Sonics back, I'd be 100% on board, but we don't.
I don't think anybody in England knows how to play basketball.
You
if I'm
have an
honest.
Olympic team. England, didn't they? I thought they medaled, or they were in a medal round. I think so. Todd, this shows, and Todd lives, breathes, dies sports, and even he's like, British basketball.
There's not a storied history of British basketball. And then Super Bowl by the numbers. All right, party people, here we go. About 130 million Americans plan to go to a Super Bowl party. Might be at your youth group leader's house, but gonna watch the game. Some interesting stats, according to Wallet Hub. They're good purveyors of this information. Super Bowl Sunday, second highest food consumption day in the U.S. behind, obviously, Thanksgiving. The average Super Bowl feast is about 6,000 calories. That must be per serving.
Yeah, per person, per
great-
serving.
person?
Yeah, per person. Hell yeah. Kate, you've lived across the pond for far too long. You don't remember how we do things here.
It's about 3 days for me.
6,000?
Yeah. Well, 2000's your regular, but it's like a celebration of all things America. It's the most America day of the year. So that's why you enjoy chicken wings and cheese and chips and dips and pizza and a sandwich and probably some meatballs. And that doesn't count the alcohol.
That's right.
And now, once
Oh,
again,
yeah, the booze.
I'm making one of these motherfuckers for my Super Bowl party.
You're making your
Booze pie.
banana pudding pie booze thing.
Mhm.
74%.
But you're gonna make one. You're gonna make one for every single person, so they each have their own pie. So then, when they get to that point and they really want to make love to that pie, you don't have to share the pie.
We're not passing the pie around. My pie is not a whore like that. It's my personal pie. Thank you.
What do you potheads call it when you token pass or
Puff, puff, pass.
puff pass?
Puff puff sass.
Pump, pass the pie. Get your thumb out of there, little Jack Horner.
Oh my!
Or in Todd's case, never mind, leave it in. Turns out my exit only was short-sighted. Wish I'd tried this sooner.
I told you on the last cast, I recently reminded myself of how much exit only it is.
Would you like to expound on this episode? of
Not so much. 74% of Americans admit to eating more during the Super Bowl than any other sporting event. 54 million cases of beer are sold for Super Bowl Sunday.
Everybody, salute the beer.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Justin, you are like Karnak the Magnificent. America's favorite Super Bowl food is
Chicken wings.
Bing.
Really? I
Hell
prefer
yes.
I like sandwiches.
I like
Yum.
sandwiches too, but the sandwich is the perfect food. But this is a special occasion.
Oh,
I want an animal, and I want it on a stick, and I want to eat 1,000 of them.
Right.
So,
All right, you guys, I'm going to let you guess. We eat nearly how many chicken wings just on Super Bowl Sunday in the U.S.?
Ooh.
Throw out a number.
We're gonna go like
Collectively.
number of wings or like pounds.
Number of wings, individual.
80 million.
80 million wings.
80 million wings.
I see. There's 60 bajillion.
You're close.
Yes.
Justin, you're closer. 1.5 billion. With a B.
God,
That's
if
insane.
this Sunday doesn't make you proud to be an American, I don't fucking know what does. The only blight and shame and stain is that we don't have the day after off as a national holiday.
And that was the last thing. 43% of Americans would give up some other work holiday to have the Monday after the Super Bowl a day off. And I am here for that in Kay's words.
I would come here for Christmas, 100%.
Yes.
If that meant I didn't have to have the day after, because now I have to kind of throttle down and pace myself. Because if I don't, Kay, you've seen in person what's happened day after Super Bowl. You've been at work with me. I've had to lay on the floor, and you've had to pull the microphone down so I could be on the air.
After you were on the BBC.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was
And,
bad.
and I was with you that evening
Yes,
as well.
you were. Listen, I usually control my drinking. I usually don't go above and beyond. But then the Super Bowl happens. And for me, it's not just because it's, all the food and you can drink so much. The real reason we need to have the Monday off afterwards is it's a healing time. It's that part where we start mourning, where we realize we are as far away from fucking NFL football as we will be for the rest of the year. It's the saddest day of the year. It really is.
You guys can't relate, and who knows when you will. Losing the Super Bowl on an interception at the goal line when you should have handed off to beast mode.
Oh.
Going to work on Monday, fuck all.
So you had to go to work that day? Yep. Your governor didn't declare a state of emergency, national holidays, day of mourning. Were the flags at half staff in Washington State? That's what I want to know. We watched in disbelief. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, Todd, 90% of America, except for the fucks who live in New England, all collectively felt that pain. And you fuckers won one, so
We
shut
did.
up.
We won the year before, so it was a
Right.
little easier.
It's not even nice
You're
to talk
talking to
like
two
that.
people who have. You're talking to two teams who have never even made it. So
No. The Vikings have made it, Kay.
Yes.
4 times.
they've made it. They've made it to the Super Bowl.
4
Yes.
times and
Just
lost
haven't won.
all 4. Yes, not in my lifetime.
Right.
And certainly, But that'll change. Of course, you really shouldn't rub the salt into the wounds, Todd, because the window for the Lions is what. And so it was a fun run. It was good memories and good times.
I'm
We all had
just
a good laugh.
saying, Monday after the Super Bowl should be a national holiday for all, but I'm saying you really want it to be a holiday when your team gets beat.
Yeah, I guess. But it's funny because
I know.
I like so many sports. I'm a big fan. I watch lots of sport ball, but I realize when there's no football on the menu that the rest of them are just placeholders until I get back to football. Like, I love hockey. I watch like 120 baseball games a year, but it's all just killing time till football.
All right, throw up
It's
a
just
hand if
not
you're
the
going to
same.
tune in. Throw up a hand if you're going to tune in to see the frickin' Chiefs and the Eagles.
I'm going to have it on if I get home in time.
Yes. So I've decided. So it's on at 11:30 at night my time. So I'm like, that's reasonable. That's fine. It's 11:30 is better than my usual 1 o'clock that I wake up for. And so 11:30, I said I would watch at least to like past halftime and see where it's at. But
Do people in
I don't
England
know, I
get
just don't
excited
care.
about the Super Bowl at all?
Yeah, they've like their bars and stuff open in London for people to watch, but
But they have to wait till 11:30 at night to do that? Oof. Can you imagine if we had to wait till 11:30 to watch Super Bowl? How drunk we would never see a single Super Bowl.
see that's what I'm saying. Like you guys want the day after off. I want the day after off.
Shit, the game's still going the day after. That
I
way.
know. That's just
Well,
it.
it's just I asked that because this seems to be there's not just the typical like, oh, this will be an interesting matchup.
Mhm.
People are bored with
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Chiefs,
Very bored.
and
Very bored.
because of that, the Super Bowl ticket prices have been plummeting
They get cheaper and cheaper every day.
every day. A couple of years ago, they were selling for about $6,000 a pop, and right now they're down to 2,700. Meaning people aren't even willing to,
And the thing is that it's in New Orleans. So you want to talk about a destination to go to the Super Bowl?
damn straight.
It's not Minneapolis. It's fucking New Orleans. New Orleans.
Yeah.
And they said, at first they said, well, the Superdome's so large that's why they haven't been able to sell as many tickets. But no, they just haven't.
Nah.
Yeah. So the price has gotten cheaper and cheaper. But I got to be honest, if I'm ever going, like say I was going to go to New Orleans, give me $2,700 just to go fucking party in the Big Easy. I would 100% rather do that and go sit in the fucking Superdome and watch the Super Bowl. And that's even like
Amen.
maybe if the Vikings are playing there. But if even if it's the Vikings, I have a feeling like I'm down on Bourbon Street. I got 2 Hurricanes, one in each hand. You know what? Wake me up when it's over. I'll help riot. I'll flip some cars. I'll light some fucking fires.
Have you ever been?
No, I
to
have
the
not yet.
You haven't? Kay, have you ever been French Quarter?
No. No.
I have
You
never
have.
I have never in my life been propositioned for sex so many times in such a short
Probably the
period of
only time, to be honest.
Well, I mean, hey, I lived on South 6th Street for a few years.
Fair enough.
But man, it is a voodoo town, and I'm here for it too, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I need to get there. I was really hoping
Let's
the
do a
Vikings
group-
punch the
let's
ticket
do a-
price this year.
Let's do a group trip.
Okay, we just need to talk to the bean counters and make sure we can write this off as a business expense. Look at our discretionary fund. What are we looking at for petty cash, Kay? How are we doing?
Negative $500.
Okay, yeah, so far we just keep pumping money into this thing. That's
Yes,
right. It'll
yes.
turn around.
Hashtag
Once-
tourism New Orleans. Hashtag New Orleans Chamber of Commerce.
Hashtag Centricity Credit Union. Hashtag Slamsies.
Slamsies sponsor us. I'm tagging Slamsies.
Motherfuckers, pay us.
Right. So the Super Bowl. The other thing that people go to watch the Super Bowl is, if they're not into football, it's the halftime show. Yeah. And
commercials.
This year we
And
have
commercials.
commercials. And this year we have Kendrick Lamar. No.
Yeah,
his name?
it's
Yes?
Kendrick
Kendrick
Lamar.
Lamar.
Yes.
Kendrick
Some
Lamar.
people are excited about that.
I'm not.
I honestly couldn't pick him out of a lineup, and I couldn't tell you a single song that he has performed. I'm sure they're out there. Even if you play like his top 5 biggest hits, I have no idea. Even my
And
teammate
you
Shadow
work
went,
in
"Oh, really?"
and you work in radio, so that's a
Tell
thing.
people that.
So we wanted to talk about the best or worst Super Bowl halftime shows, and so
I think worst is just about to be presented on Sunday.
I think you might, but who's going to surprise? We don't know. That you never know. There could be a really cool surprise out
Yeah, there
there.
could. My guess is the surprise will show up, and I'll be like, And who's that? Is that Kendrick Lamar?
As long as it's not another like virtual weird thing of Prince, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Whatever. I want. You know what?
I would actually take
Hologram Prince? Fuck yes. Prince was.
Hologram
That is.
Prince.
I mean, you want to talk about a good halftime show? I remember it started raining. Fucking.
No, Prince was great.
Oh.
Prince, the halftime show.
Iconic.
Not hologram Prince. That
We
was
can't have the
weird.
other. You want Dusty Boney Prince? Because that's what you get now.
I don't
So,
know. I'd
according
still
to-
take it over Kendrick Lamar.
Pile of Prince's bones. Point at it for 7 minutes. It's better than what we're gonna get this
With
year.
a silhouetted Wang behind the sheet. Remember that?
So
do.
what was your guys' favorite halftime show?
You always right.
Yes.
Okay. The bar was set, and I don't think it's really ever been. Prince got damn close.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson in '93 just changed how Super Bowl halftimes are going to be. And I rewatched that video today. It's 1993. I think it was the Rose Bowl. I think it was the Scott Norwood wide right
Yeah, I think
Super
you're right.
Bowl. That motherfucker was the most recognizable person on the planet at the time. And he pops up on top of a scoreboard, and then the other end zone. He pops up on top of the other scoreboard, and then he pops up at the 50-yard line. He stands there for damn near 2 solid minutes without doing anything. And the crowd is going berserk. He set the bar. Everybody
It's
else
like goosebumps. It's like goosebumps. You're just sitting there and you're like,
I forgot
oh my
how
God, this is an overwhelming.
fucking good it was, man. It was crazy. So everything, maybe Prince is 1B.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I mean, all surround
Justin.
says like Petty. When Petty did it, his was amazing.
I
Prince's
loved
was
Tom
good.
Petty.
Yes, but I think you guys are forgetting Winter Magic, which
Wait,
was
no, we're going to get into that. I was going to say, as a classic rock and roll type of guy, I love the Stones. They played when the Seahawks were the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Stones, Tom Petty. I'm a huge Bruce fan. But they were like, yeah.
like the
all
Who.
right.
That was
Oh,
terrible.
McCartney did it. You
Yeah.
know, okay. You know, and,
But Winter Magic, 1990. See, now this is you talk about Michael Jackson. I mean, that was a time. There was a time where the Super Bowl halftime show wasn't just about some artist. It wasn't so egotistical and narcissistic. Winter Magic was an embrace of the town that was hosting the Super Bowl in 1991, 1992 in Metrodome, Minneapolis, Minnesota, just celebrating winter with what some pan as the worst fucking, not just Super Bowl halftime show, but a collaboration of any kind that was put on for entertainment purposes.
You fucking do. That's why they don't have Super Bowls in the upper Midwest, because you put on shitty halftime shows.
How
No,
dare
no.
you?
Pontiac
Because
Silverdome, 1982, Super Bowl 16, your halftime act was Up With People. Man, I wish I had Kevorkian's number, but he wasn't a thing yet. So.
Welcome to Detroit. There's another one. Pete Fontaine, Irma Thomas, Doug Kershaw, and Snoopy, and fucking Snoopy. So it was a tribute to New Orleans. Also, the 40th anniversary of the Peanuts comic strip. So they had the characters.
And like, what does that have to do with New Orleans? Like,
And it
one
was
thing-
like-
if that was part of Winter Magic in Minneapolis, St. Paul, okay, that makes sense. But
It was this weird mashup that they were like, well, this is an important thing and this is an important thing. Let's put them together and see if they can make one.
you know, the '90s were
And
a
it was-
great time to be alive. Just to be a kid. And
That was
grow
that was
and-
1990.
If you look at the very first Super Bowl, Super Bowl,
Yes.
the halftime it was aired on 3 networks for crying
Yep.
out loud. The stadium wasn't even sold out. And the halftime show was like a bunch of fucking high school bands.
Yeah.
Like, here's the kids from Pasadena High School.
But that's what this New Orleans one was like. It was like watching my high school marching band competitions.
You know what
but
they
with
should have
Peanuts
done was like a
characters in the
giant
background.
chicken shit bingo, and like everybody in the stands like has a number. You can do it like cow pie bingo. Same difference. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's great. And I had to look this one up because this was the best Super Bowl halftime show besides Winter Magic, but I had to look it up because I couldn't remember the name of it. But I will remember it for the rest of my life because the anticipation of it as a child, this legitimately was the only time that I said, I don't really care about football, but the halftime show, I can't miss it. First, you had to buy Pepsi. And then inside your Pepsi, you were presented 3D glasses. And then at the halftime show would come to life with Bebop Bamboozled in 3D, which happened in 1989 at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. It was like a 50s style Elvis impersonator comes out, and for the first time ever, your television at home was going to be in 3D. And oh my God, me and my brothers had begged our parents just to buy enough cases of Pepsi so we could all have 3D glasses. And no, we had to share the 3D glasses. We got one. I think it's popping out. And then we'd fight over the 3D glasses, who got to watch. And turns out that like the 3D technology of the time, it was not that impressive.
Right.
And really the rest of the show was pretty horseshit. But again, just the anticipation and excitement of.
Here's why
I think we should. Let's bring
that. Thank you for bringing that up. You said 89.
Yes.
That was my graduation year, high school.
Did you get the 3D glasses?
No, of course not. I think that is the only Super Bowl I stopped watching at halftime because I believe that was the year the Niners beat the Broncos 55-10.
Yes.
And by halftime, we're like, let's go shoot some hoops. There's still some light out.
Oh,
we
hey,
went
Todd,
outside.
that's kind of like how the rest of us felt when you were watching your Seahawks.
I think the 49ers Broncos year was this weird 1990 New Orleans one. I think that was that year.
Oh, with the Snoopy, happy
with
40th
the
to Snoopy.
Yeah.
Now here's more football.
And now here's more football. Yeah, because when it came to the halftime, it was like some stupid numbers to like 7. I mean, okay, so I personally, where did Todd go?
Who?
Beer run.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so full and buzzed.
Oh God.
He's made a dent in it.
I made like a perfect pie wedge.
There you go.
So clearly, we all agree Michael Jackson and Prince were incredible, and also these weird marching band ones where they're supposed to represent the city that it's in.
Listen, marching bands at halftime are a time-honored football tradition.
Yes.
Like when the marching band comes out and is able to like march and do the score in halftime, like they have to know all the numbers, and the way that they're able just to put that all together. Have you seen that, Kay? You probably didn't have that at your college.
Marching band.
She was on flag team.
I used to do marching band, you twit.
When you say you did marching band, you were on flag team, though.
Yeah, I had to throw a flag and also move at the same time.
Oh, would you have to count to 8? Whoa.
That's true.
Twirl, 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 throw. Twirl, twirl, twirl.
And move.
And move. Oh, my God. Wait, are you telling me that you still have the ability to walk and chew gum at the same time? The things you fucking...
So one of my favorite Super Bowl halftime shows, I loved Lady Gaga's. I thought hers was, no, yes?
I have come to respect Lady Gaga. When she first came out, I thought, oh, she's just a Madonna
What a weirdo.
wannabe.
What a weirdo.
Wearing
But no,
meat-
that
meat
woman
suit.
is,
That lady is
she's
10
so
times
talented.
more talented than Madonna.
Wait,
is.
she's a lady?
She's
I thought she
so-
was.
She's
I thought
unbelievable.
she was a cross-dresser. Lady Gaga?
She is,
She is unbelievable.
Lady Gaga. She's so talented.
I have become a fan.
Do you remember where you were when the Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson
Nip
snafu
slip.
happened?
Indeed, I
And
do.
what are your opinions on that? Do you think that was staged? Do you think that was an accident? What do you think?
It was 100% staged. And it might not have been staged by, like, the network, but the people who were putting on the halftime show 100% did that on purpose, because what did we all talk about and are still talking about? Janet Jackson's nipple. Thank you.
Yeah. Well done. I mean,
I hadn't seen a lot of nipples by that point in my life. And I liked it.
I was doing a radio remote in a bar like I did every Super Bowl. And halftime is like, I got to go take a squirt. And I come back and everybody's like, did you see Janet Jackson's areola, man?
It was nipple?
What? No, you guys are drunk. And the next day, it is, I mean, who knows who
That
won the
took
game,
over.
who lost the game.
Who knows who was even playing that game? I don't know.
Was there a game? I thought it was just a concert. And then
I thought it was just a concert and it was just boobs
yeah, it was just
and Justin Timberlake.
Oh, that was when we were introduced to the the phrase wardrobe malfunction. Remember, that is the first time we ever heard of
How
a
about that? History was
wardrobe
made.
malfunction.
See, the Super Bowl it transcends more than just sport. It really is a collection of humanity, the things that we are experiencing together when we watch the Super Bowl. And Todd, have you not learned by now that you have to take a piss during the Super Bowl during the game? Because you don't want to miss a good commercial or halftime show nipple.
I couldn't because we were doing spin the wheel of shitty prizes during every. And then the good thing about the Super Bowl, people want to watch the commercials.
Yes, this is true.
So.
Yeah. What are your opinions on the Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent one?
It was fun. I appreciate them all. I mean, it was a fun meander back through time, but I will say this. The hippity and the hoppity, I've always enjoyed it. I like listening to it, but seeing it live in concert is always a huge letdown because you know what they do? Stand there and fucking talk. I like to go see a concert that has a band. I like to see people playing instruments. I don't know. It was fun, but
it was almost exciting as exciting as The Weeknd, and the only reason why The Weeknd was good because it replicated the Spinal Tap scene when they can't find the door to the stage.
I didn't even realize it was a tip of the cap, an homage to one of the greatest documentaries ever made.
He hadn't even made it to the stage. I was like, I'm out.
I'm going to rewatch that and totally have a new appreciation for it. Oh, my God. Yeah, and I like The Weeknd. That's another one. Like, I love The Weeknd. He's a very talented individual. He's wonderful. But that halftime show was straight garbage.
The worst one, according to multiple sources, is the Black Eyed Peas.
Okay, isn't that when they looked like if Kiss were robots or something like that?
Yes.
They had futuristic costumes on, and then all of a sudden, like, Slash shows up out of nowhere and plays like 12 seconds of like a fucking Sweet Child of Mine or something. And
yeah, and
a
then
mishmash
Fergie,
of just nonsensical.
Of just crap. I could have sang that halftime show.
I love
better
me
than
some
Fergie.
Will I Am. I think that guy's a musical genius. What's her bucket front?
Fergie.
Fergie's one of those, my wife calls him a Mona. From far away, you're like, ooh, damn, girl. Yeah. And then they get a little closer and you're like, not sure hot or not.
But it's not even that. It's the fact that, like, I genuinely, and I have, sang better than she did that evening.
It wasn't good.
I don't think Fergie was ever hired because of her tremendous singing voice. It's just a hot take that we'll put here on the podcast. But I'll tell you what. You know what was worse than that? The Who. The Who was
that was another classic rock.
Terrible. Because 20 years earlier, maybe it would have been good. Those fuckers were old and tired and
20 years too late. Even like Paul McCartney blew them out of the water, didn't he?
Yes, he did. But Paul McCartney, was he 112? He's still performing. He still does like 3-hour sets and he's still got it. So
I know, homeboy.
Bruce brought it, but that's when the NFL, because they started doing classic rock, they got into this phase of like, well, our target audience is 40 and 50-year-old white dudes.
Turns out we are not the target audience anymore.
Yeah. No,
sadly. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar, that prime example.
I think, part of the problem is that they ran through all of like, well, it's like, whoa, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, Prince is like, who else do we have? Shit. They're either dead or not that good. I will say, though, and I am kind of shocked by this, that there are some country and Western artists that have never done the halftime. And I wonder why I've never leaned into the country halftime show. They one time did like a mishmash.
Well, now Cowboy Carter or Beyonce can do it.
Didn't she already do a halftime show?
She probably did.
Yes,
I think she
Beyonce's done a halftime show.
Oh, yes.
That's right. Now she can do it on behalf of country artists.
I enjoyed her body of work. I did not enjoy the Rihanna one, and I like Rihanna, but she was all preggers and then wearing like a parachute for an outfit, and so it was very disappointing.
Rihanna, are you smuggling hula hoops? What's going on here?
If she had been less pregnant and more, Rihanna, it would have been a good show.
Oh, goodness.
Unfortunately.
So according to Fox Sports, this is their order from number just out of 10. So 10 was Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers in 2014.
Bruno Mars was
9
good.
was Bruno Mars.
I mean, he brings it. He is a talent. He is like, he's not quite Michael Jackson, but he is damn.
He was my honorable mention of the Under the Radars.
So good. Number 9, J-Lo and Shakira 2020. Bruce Springsteen in 2009. Number 7, Aerosmith, Britney Spears, NSYNC, and Mary J. Blige in 2001.
Hot trash.
For the baby in the room, loved
Eh.
it. Number 6, Beyonce 2013. Number 5, Lady Gaga 2017. Number 4, Michael Jackson 93. Number 3,
What?
Dre, Snoop. I
Michael
know.
Jackson,
Dre,
number 4?
yeah, Dre, Snoop, Eminem,
No.
Blige,
Ahead of him?
50 Cent.
These people must
Number
have
3.
like been some that were taken to Neverland Ranch.
This is
It's
The
like
called.
only
make-
way that he could descend that far down the list.
Was the article written by Macaulay Culkin?
Were the people at
think it
Pepsi
was-
still pissed that his hair lit on fire and tarnished their brand forever?
Number 2, Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson 2004.
For one reason.
And then for one reason, but you can't argue with the fact that like you said, you watch the Super Bowl halftime show now, wondering if it's ever going to happen again.
Yes.
And finally, number 1 was Prince.
Yes. Prince's was so good. It really was. It just,
It was
The fact that
It was
it
good too.
actually was raining.
yeah, when he
They
did
were in
Purple Rain.
Florida. I mean,
Well, obviously the NFL used the weather control that the government has access to make it happen just right. But I digress.
I'm glad you brought all those up because my under the radar 1K did not make that. Whoever's bullshit top 10 list that was.
That was Fox Sports.
Yeah.
Here,
Faux news.
I swear. Now, in full disclosure, my wife's like, "You guys probably already thought of this, but how about halftime shows?" Like, that's a really good idea. 2012 Super Bowl 46. I believe it was when the Giants beat the Patriots. The David Tyree helmet catch.
Oh yes.
Remember that?
That's
Yes.
right.
That's a very memorable Super Bowl game.
Yeah, and ending the Patriots' perfect season.
Dynasty. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes.
Who was the halftime show?
Halftime show, Nicki Minaj, LMFAO, but the headliner was Madonna. And, you know, Madonna, she was 53 years old. And she's
Yeah,
out
that was
there
a surprise one for me.
jumping around. I'm 54, and I'm like, ain't no way I can keep up with any of that. And then who was the fuck you guy?
Oh yeah, CeeLo Green.
CeeLo comes
CeeLo
out
Green.
in a right.
Oh yeah.
And they do Like a Prayer, which I've always been a
Mm.
sucker for. I've always been a sucker for like gospel chorus too. But that set, there was no audience breaks.
That's right.
It was just 20 straight minutes. And I challenge you both to go rewatch that with the volume cranked and tell me that is not a worthy.
No. What's funny, Todd, is that is one that where I remember being like, oh, Madonna. She was never my like major cup of tea, but
Sure.
I remember watching it and being like, this is actually really good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Well,
I'll
if
give you that.
LMFAO were involved, are you kidding me? Did the guy have his robot head on?
No,
Chot,
he
chot,
didn't.
chot, chot, chot. And then CeeLo Green, that's back when you could appreciate CeeLo Green's music. You know,
Express
before he got all
yourself.
rapey.
He did Express Yourself, and they did Like a Prayer. And
Yeah.
Really
Nicki
good.
Minaj and her cohort, I can't
God
remember
knows
her
what he
name,
did to the after party.
flipped off the camera, and that became like a scandal.
That's right. That's right.
Let's end this on what is an artist that you would like to see do the Super Bowl halftime show?
Justin's already brought it up there. Why is country and Western music not being represented?
Don't get me
How about
wrong.
Sturgill?
Yeah, Sturgill can't do it. He's not big enough. He doesn't have the catalog. He's amazing. The same thing could be said of George Strait. What about George Strait? Well, the problem with George Strait is he just stands there and
Yep.
sings his songs because that's all he needs to do. But he has a catalog of like so
It's
many
Garth.
hits.
Yeah.
Garth, he's got the whole show. I mean, Garth will be swinging around the stadium, you know, on a wire. There'll be pyrotechnics. It'll be huge. Garth would work. I think Eric Church could do it. He's got enough hits now.
I'm surprised Tim McGraw has never done it.
Yeah, well, he can't do it anymore. He's past his prime. But what about? There's a couple of names because they jagged away from classic rock, and I think it's just because they just can't afford it. But AC/DC has never done the halftime show.
Metallica.
And Metallica's never done the halftime show. Why would you not have either of those? Holy shit.
What's a shame is we can't have Queen do the halftime show.
Yeah.
You
That would
could
be-
just have the other guy. What's his name?
Adam
Who's-
What's his
Lambert.
name? Adam Lambert.
But you know what? They wheeled out a couple of them at the Olympics when they had them in London. Remember when they had like the
Yeah.
star-studded musical closing ceremonies? Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
What
I feel
about
like
you?
if we're gonna go, If we were to go country, I feel like it would have to be like a Morgan Wallen or something. That's what. But he's across the board.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not.
biggest-
He's not
biggest in the
just
world.
country.
What about Taylor Swift? I mean, how do you not get Taylor Swift cross promote?
No doubt. I mean, if you're going for
That's not going to happen.
Why not? Especially if her boyfriend's. I mean, well, the real kicker is the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Taylor does the halftime show. Out comes Travis Kelce as like part of the performance.
there is a
He's
pro-
done that.
there
He's
is a
done that
But
in
not,
London.
not at the game he's playing in.
there's
Oh,
a
yeah,
proposition bet. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift?
Why do you hate Travis Kelce so much?
No, I just don't fucking care. This was the same conversation last year, and they're having the same conversation.
Well, it's 'cause
No,
the
he's
same
not
thing's
gonna,
happening. She's coming to the
he's
Super Bowl to
not-
watch her bow.
He's not gonna fucking propose.
If-
Are
if he
people
were-
insane?
If he were smart, he would. Why wouldn't you?
He's not going to do.
I'll tell you
that.
what.
He's not
If
going
they
to.
win the Super Bowl, he will, because he will also be retiring. Say, I'm busy now. Me and this lady right here, we are going to live happily ever after. If they win, because then it could be a fairy tale ending. If they don't, he's going back for another season. They're going to try to do it again, and he'll probably tell her, "I'm not popping the question until I win another Super Bowl ring."
The
And then
greatest thing that happened to Roger Goodell was when Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift.
he should really get more of his athletes to get out there dating more big-time celebrities.
Which reminds me, I think this Super Bowl has the first ever female official in it. I mean, women are officiating NFL games now. And I was just curious if this female official throws a penalty flag, will she be able to say why?
Oh fuck's sake, Jesus Christ!
Come on, dude, up top.
No, up top. No, fucking put that fucking hand down.
That's terrible. That's terrible, Todd. Shame on you. My
I
God.
don't like you two in the same room.
Are they playing
This
it
is
on a
awful.
smaller field then?
I don't like you two in the same room.
I don't. This is awful. But I do like your point that Travis Kelce is going to need a ring before he gives Taylor Swift a ring. That's
But
really-
wouldn't it be ironic if he says, like, "No, babe, I'm going to wait till I win that Super Bowl," and then he never wins another one?
Never
So
wins.
once again, she just always a bridesmaid.
always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Oh
It's
my
like the
goodness,
joke.
right?
Why do you pick a Detroit Lions fan as your girlfriend?
Because
They never expect a ring.
Wow, this is just.
this has
let
got
me-
hateful and hurtful. Just, my
Thanks
God.
for joining Sweat Socks and all that sauce. I don't even care about your wise words of wisdom because it's obviously all
I don't have any. Eat pie.
good.
Go
Eat
there.
pie, shove it up your ass. Thanks for joining Sweat Socks and all that sauce with Justin K and Todd. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.
Stay sweaty.
Oh my God.